describe you a model which myself and Professor Krishna Swami from the Institute of Science, we developed a model for finding the creative solutions to the problem. So as Pooja has discussed, so using the information and knowledge to look at things in a new ways to find creative solutions to problem and also decision making. Our choices in the life, our decisions have made us. So whatever today we are there is the sum total of the decisions, choices which every one has made it. So creative problem solving help you to make the proper creative solutions also. So you will just see the sources of the creative intelligence because each one of us has a mind which is now I am speaking you from my conscious mind. And their limitations are there. When I work with the conscious awareness, it is depending on my memory and everything. And even at a physical level, suppose I am talking to you and I get a phone call and I want to take the phone call, I will not be able to do the two things simultaneously. But if you look at within us, millions of operations are going on nicely, well directed, synchronously, in harmony. That is not outside me, that is within me. And that part is being done by the subconscious mind, which is inbuilt into us. And there's a communication between conscious mind and subconscious mind. Because for finding out the solutions, creative solution, new things, you may have to go tap that resource which is unlimited, which is unlimited knowledge is available into that. So when we are working at a conscious mind, then if we subdue that thing, then our subconscious mind can work. Consciously, we can communicate with our subconscious mind. That's what we'll be discussing into. So as we have been discussing that in 1952, Dr. Sperry was awarded the Nobel Prize that the functions of two hemispheres of the brain are different. Everybody has two hemispheres and electrical activity is there. But if we do certain activities, the electrical activity will be more in one hemisphere of the brain than in the other hemisphere of the brain. So our left brain is linear, logical, descriptive, analytical is there, whereas our right side of the brain is integrative, intuitive, and spatial. So we have to learn, we'll see that in the problem solving, how we can dovetail these two things and how we can make use of the logical thing, analysis of the problem at logical level, finding out the things, how will it work, all the things by questioning, answering, and then going to a intuitive, integrative mode. There we get a what you call as the illumination. You get the flash. Yeah, this is the idea. So for that, we develop the BMP body mind programming model. For finding out, we actually started for self-development of the people to help the professionals and the people so that they can have a suitable career. When we developed this model, we found that it is the model for finding out the creative solutions to problems. It has systematic 7-step method. It trains both uses train the right brain function of the intuition, integrates with the left brain function of logical thinking, and that helps you to come with the new ideas, with the creative ideas. So BMP is to help the creativity. It reinforces the intuitive mode of thinking, systematically links it with the logical mode by connecting the conscious and the subconscious state, present the problem for a balanced and the whole brain solution. As the time is limited, I'll be just telling what are those steps, how do we go, and how we can tap the infinite knowledge, the power which is there within every one of you. Can you imagine the intelligence which made you from one cell to trillions of cells distinct? Scientists are observing that one cell divides into two and how it becomes 16. But what is exactly the intelligence behind that? That is beyond our comprehension, but it is within us only. And how we can tap that one, we'll see. So by this thing, BMP, we get the creative solution to that. So as in any of the creative problem solving, the first step is preparation. As Pooja was telling, when you want to write a book, so you have to know what subject you are going to write there, how you are going to put up into that, how narrative you want to make, who will be your readers, so that it should suit their requirement. So that is the preparatory step into that. We analyze the thing, we decide what is the problem for which we try to find out the solution. Then the incubation, we try this way, that way, whatever we are there, go inside the problem, go outside the problem, do this thing. And then we may not be able to get the answer. But then when you are relaxed, then suddenly if you see the people, a flash comes, let me do like this. That process we call illumination. Consciously going to the deeper levels of mind and the power of the subconscious. So for that illumination process, because that is our contribution to creative problem solving, so we have introduced various steps. One is the entry. We have to go to deeper levels of consciousness. From conscious mind, we have to go to the subconscious mind. That is the job in this step, what we call as the entry. So there the body and mind linkages are there. So if we relax the body, the mind gets relaxed into that. And our breathing, the energy, that is the connection between our body and mind. Because your level of stress or anxiety or excitement, the moment you are into that one, your breathing pattern changes. Breathing is an automatic process, it is going on. In animal, it is fixed. See, dog has certain patterns and we know. But in the human being, though it is going on, it is a part of the autonomous nervous system, but consciously we can change it. That is the gift the Creator has given to us. And we can make use of that from going from conscious to the subconscious mind. So that is the entry. For entry, we have developed two vehicles. First is we call the rhythmic balance. In all these vehicles, we use the tools like relaxation procedures, affirmation, visualization, certain mudras into that, and certain primordial sounds. But even when you have to visualize, there are preconditions. So for that, you cannot just visualize. Some people can do, but it is difficult because it requires you to take a state. That's why we develop the vehicles which prepares you so that you can go to a mode of visualization or where the affirmation can be most effective into that. So using the tools, we develop four vehicles. First is the rhythmic balance, so that bringing a harmony between body and mind. So using the tools of breathing, relaxation, affirmation, visualization. So once we have gone, the body and mind is relaxed, we operate on the second vehicle, that is the Pacific harmony, going more deeper into that so that we can touch the subconscious mind. It is like in a dream, where it is happening at that level, but we are not conscious of that. But here we create a dream-like state which we can monitor consciously and we can give the commands. So these two vehicles, rhythmic balance and Pacific harmony, take us to subconscious mind levels. So once we reach that level, then we have to convey our problem. What we have done in the preparation and incubation, that how do we convey? Because affirmation can be done from the left brain, but whereas visualization is in the hemisphere of the right. If the right brain electrical activity is more, your visualization will be there. So for that one, these vehicles help us into that. So for programming, we have developed other two one we call as the implantation. You know why we are naming as the implantation? It is like the goals are to be put like seeds in our deeper levels of consciousness. Like we see the seeds when we take for the tree, we prepare our soil properly, remove the weeds. So in the BMP, we try to prepare our body-mind system. We remove all the negative thoughts and we bring little positivity. And then in the entry level, we go to a deeper levels of consciousness. And when we reach there, we implant the seeds by using the vehicle implantation, sowing the seed that conveying that this is my problem. And then fourth vehicle is the nurturing. The seed has to sprout, and that is to be nurtured so that it becomes a big tree. The mystery is there, the seed becoming the tree. So similarly, your intention, your goal, which you convey to the deeper levels of consciousness, that should manifest into the reality. So this is done in the programming, we call the programming. Why we call the programming this thing? Because we found that the way we think, our mindset, our attitude, our habits, they are like programs which get forms right the day we were conceived in our mother womb by all the inputs coming through your senses, what decision you are taking, what action you are taking, what is the outcome of that. All this data is getting recorded as per the neurosciences with feelings also. So that's why one of the neuroscientists gave a new name, that was the engram. Our experiences are recorded as engram with all the details and also the feelings into that. So these cumulative things which are happening, which is inputting coming from what we are seeing, what we are hearing, what we are listening, what we are talking about, what we are feeling into that, coming from within and coming from outside, they have created us. Whichever happens prominently, they become our prominent way of thinking, our way of acting into that. Our perceptions are based on our experiences, our attitudes, our habits are there. So once we have conveyed that one to our deeper levels of consciousness, then we have a beautiful system of surrendering. If you go to the creative people, how they got the great ideas, they didn't get when they were thinking. When they were working on the problem, they could not get. But when they were relaxed doing something else, suddenly a flash came to do like that. Even many of the major scientific inventions. So for that, we introduce that you have done your job, you have conveyed, you have programmed, now surrender. Surrender to whom? Surrender to the divinity within you, the infinite power, the infinite source of knowledge and intellect which is there, surrender it. And with a belief that this will get connected. Because if you go into the details, now the people, many of the people have said, you know, they are getting ideas not within, something as though outside. Some of the poets have written that they will just get up at mid of the night, they get some idea, they start writing, and they have written, yes, as though the ideas were coming from outside. So scientifically, it is now proved that this inner system is a part of the whole cosmos. As you are the part and parcel of any organization, you can get connected with the other people. You may not know the whole knowledge, but you can get the knowledge, experience of the people, and we can work. Similarly, if we consider that we are part and parcel of the whole universe, the whole cosmos into that, so there are evidences by which you get connected with them. Even you take the Wright brothers, the most modern thing, the flying machines. When we studied those people, they were not very good in the science or the aerodynamics, but they were inspired that they have to do something, come out with something, equipment, which is heavier than the air, but it can fly. So they did something, they failed. They went to the experts people, they got the knowledge from them, they tried to modify. Finally, these two boys, they succeeded into that. Though, if you study their history, even you take Ramanujan, the great mathematician, he had not studied much, he was a clerk only into that. But he has written now, somehow luckily his notebooks were preserved and taken by people, and some research is going on. And they say what he has written the equation that represents the black holes. People are coming into that. There was no word like a black hole or anything. How the knowledge came into that. Even if we take our scientist Jagdish Chandra Bose, you will be surprised. We know that he did some experiment with the plant speaking and other thing, but we don't know that before Marconi, the wireless was designed by him, not by Marconi. It is well documented. Now the scientists know that he invented that. Even if you take Einstein and thing, he was rejected in the school. The teachers told the mother, we cannot teach him. Is not suitable. The mother took the challenge that, okay, I will see. So when we surrender, there's a morphogenic effect. See, in the evolutionary biology, they could not explain many things. You know how one cell is becoming. Then some cells are coming together, they make the heart. How exactly communication thing is taking? So they came up with the morphogenic field. Morphogenic field say that all the knowledge, known and unknown, is there in this whole universe. It is like a field. So if you learn to tune to that field, you can acquire that. You will be surprised to know in the Ayurveda, if you go to their text, they have not done research like we do in the chemical labs. That suppose you have to find out the neem, then you see that what is, it is a very good pesticide, this thing. They got by means getting connected with the whole. And for that in yoga, we call chitta. One is the manas. Manas is limited to our memories, what we have learned anything. And chitta is the infinite knowledge of the whole universe, everything. So if we can go to a little dimension of the chitta, the knowledge will come. Knowingly or unknowingly, people have been using that. Only based on people what they did, we come out with some procedures. So studying this thing, we try to develop a system where the modern science, which they talk about the creativity, they are talking about, and our ancient wisdom, what it is talking to acquiring the knowledge. So surrendering is getting connected with the source of infinite knowledge. You go into that. And other thing is there, when we are trying to find out a solution, anxiety levels come, increase. You are worried about. And when the worry comes, your intuitive power becomes less. You are not able to connect. So when you surrender, it is like the law of karma, what the Krishna says. You do your karma. The law of karma is there to give you the reward. You need not to bother about whether the outcome will come or not. It is assured you by the law of the nature. So here we are going to the infinite knowledge by simple process of surrendering. So this entry to the surrendering, it is done at a meditative state. So these rhythmic balance and pacific, they help you to that. We are close eyes and to that. After surrendering, then the process comes exit, because we have gone to deeper levels of consciousness. There must be a procedure of coming out from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind. It should not be sudden. So we have developed a procedure for exit. How slowly you have gone deeper levels of they think, then slowly how you have to become conscious of the awareness where you're sitting into that and then come. So after the exit is the follow-up. Because sometimes in one go you may not get a solution. You will be getting certain promptings, something from the inner. So we keep on doing into that till our goal is achieved. Till our problem on which we started into that, we do. Then after that, it is there, you get the idea, then the people in the innovation, they make a prototype, as Pooja was telling, that we must see, whether it's feasible, then we come. So this is the way we try to do. So this is our normal creative thing, education and training. Whatever we have learned and what we have done, then expanded rational mode of thinking, logical thinking, rational thinking will be there, and systematic problem solving approach predominated by the logical thing, rational. This is the model for that. The other people is they use their, experience. There are many people, by experience, they can tell you, you do like this. In my life also, I have met the people in that. So that is the second one there, experience, the untrained, natural, intuitive mode of thinking. They get this thing. My gut says like this. My experience says this is the way you do. Now we see that this is how we are integrating the BMP. That's why in the step preparation and incubation, we are using our training, education, experience is also used. Then the body-mind programming comes. This is the linking process between your first method of creativity and second so that we can get a expanded intuitive mode of thinking. So that is the integrated, rational and intuitive modes we come. Balanced, holistic thinking will come due to that, and creative problem solving solution we can get. So this model we took in developing this model body mind programming about 10 years. 1990 we started working. He is a PhD from the Institute of Science, and I did my post-graduation and some research work there with him. We became interested in 1990 that how we can develop a creative solve problem. After 10 years, the model came. 2001, we published our first paper giving the 7 steps. It was good encouragement, and the publisher of the book also, they said of the article that yes, 2 people, one was the Life Positive magazine which published, and other was the Bharati Vidya Bhavan Journal. Both of the people said that we feel that if you write a book, we are ready to publish. Then we started writing the book. And before writing the book, we wanted to try it out, whether this system works or not. So we tried extensively in different areas. Under him, nearly more than 2 dozen people have done PhD in management. He tried to teach the people, students, research students, with the BMP, and they were able to find out creative solutions. I was interested in the healing. I tried this thing for healing, then self-development, changing the behavior, changing the attitudes, changing the mindset into that. So after our book was published 2015, we got a beautiful opportunity to work in a hospital environment with the cancer patient. They started an integrative oncology department. There they found that, they require a different approach, also holistic approach. So we got the opportunity, we developed the thing. 3 years, we were there in the hospital. Every week we were going, we developed a session for the patient. It was very difficult because the patients are from different states. Not only different states, but from different countries also. So the language problem is there. They are not clear about many of the things. They don't know about yoga or anything. And then, see, when we did some sessions, next week when we went, we found that some new people have come. Because some new people have joined there. So like that means it became more difficult. But as that gave us a challenge, that how we have to simplify, how we have to do, by which we can change their mindset from pain, sorrow to a hope. And our goal was to improve their quality of life. So there, after 3 years of that one, their hospital department became interested in evaluating it. Using the WHO norms, they developed these scales to find out the various 6 parameters. And on that, 107 people gave the feedback. And after seeing the feedback, we were also amazed, and the hospital people were also amazed into that much change could make, because when we change the program, the outcome changes. Your mindset is a program, your attitude is a program, and how do we can change? Because experience has created. So experience only can change. How can we create a new experience? Like somebody has gone for the interview and she could not do well. So in interview, fear came. How do we do? So when we were looking for that, our hypothesis was there. Experience has created it, experience can change. But how to create? Then we saw in the neurosciences research that our nervous system cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined experience. This is the finding in the labs by the neuroscientists. You see the example of a dream. Everybody knows dream is not real. But depending on the nature of the dream, our body and mind reacts as though it is real. So similarly in the BMP, the whole thing we have developed how to create a desired synthetic experience. So this is one component of that. Secondly, when we were working, then we find out the way we are behaving. Suppose I feel thirsty, then I decide. My hand goes, picks up into that. If you have seen people who are talking about the robots, you have seen in the robot, you have to have sensor, you have to find out, move that much, pick up that, then bring. And for that, you have to write programs. So our nervous system is so powerful, it is writing the program. The moment you think of that, the command is going, the programs are written and they are executed into that. And you can know when somebody is paralyzed. Suppose the hand is paralyzed, there is nothing wrong with the hand. Only thing, the signal from the brain due to some clot, the information is not coming, it doesn't work. So second component, we found that we have a beautiful servo mechanism. And that is much more sophisticated than the guided missiles which we are using from land to air and air to air for hitting that one. All the people who are working on the guided missile, they say that in us, that servo mechanism which they are trying to put is much more powerful than. So in BMP, we have tried to make. So once your goal becomes clear, you are very clear about the goal and you are committed, then solution is bound to come. In the beginning, it may look that it is impossible. Nothing is impossible. That is, the human brain is so capable, so much of that. Otherwise, many of the things, when they made, if they thought it would look impossible into that. Can you think that in the Mahabharata, we say that the people were able to see what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra? People say it is imagination. But today it is possible. I am sitting in Bangalore, you are in different cities, you are seeing, hearing, and every day. So if they thought at that beginning, no, this is impossible, they would not have. The moment you say it is impossible, it cannot be done. Because the existing theory or the knowledge tells you it is not possible. You need not to accept. But if your inner is inspired and you are ready to keep on working, solution is bound to come. Because you can get connected with this. So you can be creative. Believe it, you are creative. Creativity is not only in writing or painting and anything. I have seen, housewives handling with the small children. How they give them, dishes in a different form. We only know the dosa is round or rectangle, but have you seen the human form? The head, one piece gives you the head, the other gives you this thing, and every way these days in thinking, packaging, in every way it is coming, conveying, presenting it to that. So this is the way I wanted to present it to you. Those people who are interested, they can contact. Pooja has my contact into that. So we can do. Any question, I'll answer.
Sir, loved your presentation. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Any questions?
It was marvelous, sir. It was so fabulous.
Good, thank you. Now we want to take this because we have spent, I think nobody in this earth would have spent so much time. We started in 1990. And now we are into 20, 30 years have done, and we are developing. Then we found out when we worked the BMP that our heart plays very important role, and heart and brain are not separate. Is a couple, because heart is the first organ which starts operating. They say about after 22 days of conceiving, heart start pumping. That time brain is not formed. Who is communicating? Who is the controller? Not anything else, your heart. And then after about 220 days, the brain gets formed, start functioning. And then they work as a couple. So is a couple, is a continuum. Heart and mind is a continuum, and the harmony between your heart and your brain, your mind is the crux of the thing. If you want to come up with creative ideas, you have to learn how to harmonize these two beautiful, powerful entities, heart and brain. They are coupled. There's a lot of communication. And in our ancient thing, if you go to the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Atma, the soul is in your heart. Isn't so? Similarly, in the Bible also they say. And then, when we started working in this thing, in the Vedas, it is written that in your heart, there's a little space, which is secret and sacred. In that little space, the whole cosmos is there. That means the whole cosmos knowledge is there in your heart. And heart has a field much larger than one. If you want to influence people from a distance, if you want to do healing or any communication, heart is having its own field. And people have done the measurement that heart. And then it is a continuum. It is a couple. They are working together. And after that, they share their responsibility. They work together. Yes. So I started because now I have completed 74 and this knowledge should go. Earlier we were doing workshop. Now this Corona brought that online we can do. So about 1 month back, I started doing my online coaching for 3 months. So if anybody interested, they can.
So you can definitely tell us about the online coaching.
Yeah, it is, we are doing every Sunday. First batch is going on. So every Sunday we are doing. And in October, we are planning to start the second batch.
So you can send the details on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I can send it. I will send it to Pooja or Gunjal, and I'll post on that your link. We'll put it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we all want that this knowledge should spread there so that more and more people can find it. So we are working on heart-mind approach for leadership, heart-mind approach for management, heart-mind approach for everything. So we have started last year in a school, which is in a village, where I am trustee of one trust where we have adopted 18 villages and 10 acre. We run a school where 600 students come from KG to 10th. So based on this, we have named I Am the Sky, because all those villagers, people, students, we are coming from the poor background. We are telling them that you have the infinite knowledge, everything. So that's why we have named I Am the Sky. So that is going on very nicely. And we put it. So you can, I will